All right, so I'm gonna just straight up get to the point. John Wick was crazy, bro. That might be the greatest action movie of all time. Not just this year or the past decade or anything like that. Of all time. Like, I mean, if it wasn't for the concept of originals being better just because they came before something else, I would go ahead and say John Wick is the greatest action film of all time. Like literally, dude killed like 200 people. Like I'm not even over exaggerating. Like in the other movies, I was saying that to like be funny or whatever. But like literally, he killed like 200 people. I mean, I've never seen so many people get shot, stabbed, weapons thrown at them, axes, guns. I mean, empty weapons, empty clips, unusable weapons were still used as weapons. I mean, they were throwing guns at people. Like usually that'll happen like maybe once or twice in the movie. I mean, I don't know how many times John Wick has thrown an empty gun at somebody, and he dismantled a gun because he had no bullets and used it as a knife and like literally shake bro up like prison style with that joint. I'm like, they were so creative. Like, dude, John Wick like stuck a dude in it, like he stuck the guy in his knee, and his knee was like hanging on the wall, and then he like shot him in his face. He's like, bah, bah, bah. And he was like hanging on the wall with his head like knocked back. I'm like, bro, crazy. Like, gotta give props to the stunt coordinators and the people who performed the stunts, and like, I mean, that was incredible. Like, I mean, I don't know how many people participated in that and actually like got to do what they wanted or did something that was difficult. Because I mean, that's a movie I have to see again. Like that. I mean, it was long, and I mean, I was kind of ready to ready for the movie to be over, but it was good. It was necessary. I feel like everything was necessary. Every minute, usually I'm watching a movie like Avatar, I'm like, this could be cut out 15, 10, 20, 30 minutes, could have been cut out, save the movie, runtime. You just wanted to pad the movie with all this exploration and blah, blah, blah. I mean, that goes for a lot of movies that's like 3 hours long. You can cut out stuff. But I felt like everything was necessary. You had to build up Donnie Yen's character. It was very necessary, and I could tell where they were going with that. I'm trying to leave the spoiler free, but like from the beginning, I could tell where they were going with Donnie Yen's character and what they were gonna do, and I'm trying not to get into spoilers, so I'll just dodge the rest of that conversation for something else. And I want to get into Bill Skarsgård. I don't want to make this video too long, but I gotta mention Bill Skarsgård. My guy, he killed it. He was. A lot of people say his accent was annoying. I think he was having fun being a dick, being an asshole, being ruthless, being merciless. I mean, maybe yeah, we can make argument saying his accent was too much, but I mean, I've never been to France. I don't know too many Frenchmen, so I can't necessarily say if his accent was accurate. Because if it is accurate, then that would be me saying that a particular accent is annoying, and I feel like that's on the verge of like prejudice and racism and so on and so forth. So I personally don't agree when people say, that a particular accent is, I mean, I guess if they're just doing it wrong, if they're butchering the accent, they're not doing it correctly, I hear what you're saying. But like I said, disclaimer, I don't technically know what the accent's supposed to feel like. All I know is it sounded good for me. It was good. It worked for me. What was going on in the film and everything was badass. He was badass. I loved his wardrobe. I loved the way he was acting. The bullshit he was talking. He was talking cash money shit. Like, nah, bro, this not about to go down. You work for me type. Like, he was trying to be like a step ahead of everybody, but he kind of let his ego get ahead of him, and that kind of I'd say that's like a wrap of his story. Like, his ego really just overcame him. I saw a character said something like that to him in the film. It was like, yo, basically like, don't let your ego get over top of your head. Don't let your desire for whatever it is that you're chasing, blind you. You know what I mean? So that was ultimately, I don't want to say, I mean, he's the bad guy. Most of y'all know he's not gonna make it. I mean, like, I don't feel like that's spoiler territory. I mean, it's a John Wick movie. Like, how many bad guys survive in John Wick movies? Like, You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe y'all might kill me for that, but anything revolving like the main characters and stuff, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone. I just want to get the point across that I wanted to do a review on this because I think this movie might actually go down in history as like one of the greatest like action movies or trilogies, action trilogies, just in general. Like that's just a staple of this franchise. Like the dude literally says 2 or 3 sentences the whole movie, in most of the movie. So it's just action. The film speaks for itself. Like there's not a lot of dialogue, not a lot of backstory, not a lot of exposition. It's just a couple one-liners and then boom, back into the action. Here we go. Put it together yourself. You know what I mean? So I like that. I like there was a lot I like about the film. I don't know if I want to go as far as to give it a masterpiece or a 10 out of 10. I see a lot of people doing that, and the reason I won't do that is because I feel like there are a lot of things in that film that are very, 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 very unrealistic. And I feel like a lot of people are being biased and they're just accepting that. Maybe they're turning off their brain. They're just like, oh, John Wick. No. John Wick, I don't know if this is not, I'm not going to say this is a spoiler because it didn't really impact the story at all. John Wick jumped out of like a 4 or 5 story building, landed on top of a car, dented in the car, and then flipped on the ground. And I was like, nah, he should have at bare minimum some bruised ribs. Like his movement should be hindered at the like that should be the least. Like he should be, it didn't seem like it really even bothered him. Like I'm like, nah. Like he got thrown into moving vehicles. He got hit by a car. I mean, there was a lot of like, bro, I'm like, no, he's not surviving that. Like there was just a lot of stuff that was going on in there that I was like, nah, you know, he's fighting all these people. Why don't somebody just stand back and be like, you know what, I'm just gonna snipe him from distance. You know, it's not like he would have known. And then Donnie Yen's character, he was a little too unrealistic. He was blind, but he was moving like Daredevil, or maybe even a step above Daredevil. Like the shit he was doing was like I was like, bro, I don't care if you're blind, not blind, you're a little bit over human peak levels. Like you're past like Batman, because you know that's the excuse they give for Batman. He's above human peak levels. He's like the Olympian athlete, the gold medalist. Nah, bro, he's past that. There is no nah. I mean, I know Donnie Yen's really, you know, he's really doing those moves and everything, but the point that his character is blind, but yet he knows where to dodge bullets, because the gun, you know, the guy, people are shooting at him. How does he know? Like, even if you are blind, you still have to have the speed and reaction time to do that. Like, but we're also putting in the factor that you're blind, so how are you even knowing if he's pointing the gun? Because you don't hear a gun swaying, so how do you know that the gun is pointed at you? How do you know he's not 3-4 inches to the right and you don't even need to move? You know what I mean? So it was just a couple of things in there that I was like, nah, I have to knock you down a point because that's just too unrealistic. The bulletproof suits, hell no. Hell nah. The first couple movies, I was like, you know, that's cool. It's a little bit believable, but they took it way too far. Like, literally, bullets was dropping out of his jacket. And I'm like, there's still science. You know, there's still science. Like, I get that the material may be able to stop the bullet itself, but the energy still has to go somewhere. They played around with it a little bit when he got shot with a shotgun in his shoulder. He went flying across the room, and I said, hell no. His shoulder is completely demolished. He should have shattered bones or at least dislocation. No, he's good. Continue on in the movie. And no, that energy, his body is absorbing all of that energy. His things are going to break and shatter and dislocate. That's just like the little flimsy jackets. I know they showed them in the trailer where they're on the stairwell and they're holding them up like, and it's like, bro, your flimsy ass jacket is not going to stop the energy from the bullet from at least knocking the jacket into your jaw, into your face, into your ribs. Like the jacket is still here like a curtain and it's not moving and it's just deflecting the bullets and they're just bouncing off. And that kind of, I'm not accepting that. There was a couple things like that I'm just not going to accept. But story-wise, pace-wise, action-wise, quality-wise, cinematography-wise, quality-wise, character-wise, almost everything about the film was mwah, 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 chef's kiss, everything. So, like I said, besides the physics and just being unrealistic, I mean, but, you know, I feel like, I just want to say, like, I feel like the whole John Wick franchise is just built off of the unrealisticness of one person being able to take down armies and armies and armies of men without having any type of advantage or special powers, and just using a pistol, not even really having a fully loaded arsenal. I mean, I know every now and then he'll be fully loaded, but for the most part, he's just solo dolo with the pistol. So I guess that's kind of the whole concept of it. But yeah, that just between the unrealisticness. I just want to say, and there was another character, another prominent character. You know, he's like the second hand man, the in command guy. You know, right before you get to the boss, there's like a sub boss who's just as badass or almost as badass. You know, they try and build him up. There was a character like that in this movie, of course, because they do that in almost every fucking action movie, and he was almost as durable as John Wick, if not more durable. I mean, he fell off a 4 or 5 story stairwell, fell on his face. He got bit by a dog in the nuts at least 3 times. 3 times, I want to say 3 times. He got bit in the hand by the dog. He got shot. He got stabbed with a pencil. He got hit by a car twice, I think. He got thrown into a car. Of course, he's got punched and kicked multiple times. And I'm just like, people are not this durable, man. People are not this damn durable. So without me rambling and just keep on going over the same one thing that's bothering me, I'm just going to end it here by basically saying I love the movie. It was fantastic. It was just unrealistic as fuck. But that's why I watch movies and why I enjoy movies, for that kind of aspect. So I was talking to my friend last night, and it was between an 8.5 and a 9. And the only reason, because of the unrealistic, I'm gonna leave it at a 9. I'm gonna leave John Wick 4 at a 9. I think that's my favorite John Wick. It's the best John Wick. It's the most John Wick of all. And yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave it. 9. It's a 9. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't know when I'm gonna do another review, because I don't want to make a habit of this. This is not like a career path or career choice for me. I just do it for fun. I feel like this was a historic event. My theater was jam-packed to the brim. People were literally like fighting over seats and everything. Like, it was packed. People were sitting in the first 3 rows in the front, snapping their necks, looking up. So that's how you know a movie has high expectations. So yeah, I just wanted to make my staple in history, pretty much. Yeah, so hopefully I make another one, man. Hopefully I make another one. But I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all of that boring mumbo jumbo marketing crap. And I will see you guys in the next video. I just don't know when that will be. So see you guys later. Bye.